It's so easy to go through life taking it for granted and just waking up day after day, not recognizing the gift that we have every time we open our eyes. And if you fall into this unconsciousness of how valuable life is and how fleeting it is, it can be very easy to not have your priorities straight. But on the flip side, if you have this wakefulness, this awareness of the fact that life is fleeting and that 10 years can go by just like this, then actually it can be very easy to get your priorities straight. And for me personally, I think this idea, this concept, this awareness has helped me get my priorities straight more than anything else. It's the fact that we don't have this forever. This life that we're living has an expiry date, and eventually it will be over. And for many, this can be a morbid thing to contemplate. It can seem threatening, it can seem scary. I know I've had this conversation with a lot of people where they say, yeah, but why would you want to think about that? That's kind of dark. But actually, I have the opposite perspective. I don't think it's dark. I think it's just, it's just reality. We're all going to die one day. Why pretend like that's not the case? And let's take that information and live our life accordingly. The fact that we are going to die one day means that we only have a limited amount of time here, so let's make the best of it. Let's live the most authentic, the most passionate, the most exciting life that we could possibly live to get the most out of it. And I think being grounded in the awareness that you are going to die one day is a very, very powerful way to keep your priorities straight. Not only to get your priorities straight, but also to keep them straight. Because those are two different things, right? Like getting your priorities straight and then actually acting in alignment with what you feel is most valuable to you is a very different story. You might know what it is that you ought to be doing every day. You might know what you are most passionate about, but there's also a lot of distractions in the world. There's also a lot of highly entertaining things at a low cost. Things like your phone, your laptop, your television, gossip, pop culture, things that you don't really care about, but they are entertaining to you, but deep down they're of low value. It's very easy to get distracted by these things and squander a lot of your time on them, which means you have less time for the things that you really care about. But when you are grounded in the awareness, when you remember your death, when you momento mori, as Marcus Aurelius would say, you're a lot less likely to veer off the path that deep down in your heart you know you want to be on. So it really is one of the best ways to get your priorities straight and keep them straight and stay the path that you know is going to be the best for you for living a life full of passion, excitement, authenticity, integrity, and all the virtues that you hold near and dear to your heart, whatever they may be. Now, I want to be clear here. I'm not trying to approach this from like a fear angle. I'm not trying to say, you're going to die one day. You better not mess up. You better stay in line. I'm like, that's not what I tell myself. That's not why this is a helpful thing to remember. Remembering my mortality is just helpful because it, in the most pure way, sets me back on a straight course whenever I find myself veering off. Even whenever I find myself like getting emotionally caught up in silly things, whenever I remember I'm gonna die one day, in the grand scheme of things, this like one little thing doesn't matter at all. So what? The guy like cut me off in traffic, it's fine. Take a deep breath, relax. Or, oh yeah, I only have a limited amount of time here, so I should stop spending so much time on my phone and go learn that beautiful piece on the piano that I've been wanting to learn, that's on my bucket list to learn in completion. Or, oh yeah, I should go study some jiu-jitsu to hit that goal that I have of, black belt by 30, because these things are more meaningful to me. So fear is not the underlying motivation when I say remembering your mortality, remembering your death will help you get your priorities straight. Actually, it's the opposite. It's love. Because the most valuable things are valuable to you out of love. You want to make a difference in the world in things that you are really excited about and passionate about. You want to make that difference out of love. You want to help people. You want to make people's lives easier. You want to learn something because you love that thing. And remembering your mortality, remembering your death is just helping you get grounded in that awareness that you ought to be choosing love. So really remembering your death, remembering your mortality, it's just guiding you back to love. It's not grounded in fear. It's not grounded in darkness. It's grounded in reality, and it's grounded in love. And these are very powerful things to guide you onto the path that you wish to be on, that you know you ought to be on. Now, if you're someone who doesn't really know what you ought to be doing, if you feel kind of lost in life, remembering your mortality is something that will still guide you to getting your priorities straight. It is a very good screening process for what you actually care about. Like when I ask myself, do I care about this thing? Do I care about investing time into this thing? And then I know in the back of my mind, remember, Evan, you're going to die one day. All your time is so precious. It's like, okay, knowing that I'm going to die one day, yes, I really do want to be spending time on this thing or with this person. Or maybe inversely, you tell yourself, is this relationship really worth it? Remember, you're going to die one day. Does this person really deserve all of your time and energy? Are they treating you right? I'm going to die one day. No, this is actually a waste of my time, this relationship. I could see it's really going nowhere and I'm holding on to a false hope. So it's always a good screen to put your questions through about what it is that you value, what it is that you want to prioritize. And remember, don't let yourself ask this question grounded in fear. Remember that it is grounded in love and that it is grounded in you wanting to get to the truth of how it is that you really feel. All right, guys, so I hope that this video has served you as a bit of wisdom for you to chew on and helps you get your priorities more in line if you feel like they aren't, and helps you keep them in line if you feel like they already are. Remembering death for me, it's really not a dark thing at all. It's actually quite beautiful. It helps me to really appreciate all the little things and the big things, just my time in general, a lot more. I see more beauty in the world because of it. And it makes me think of that line, the gods envy us for our mortality, because it makes everything that much more beautiful. On that note, that's it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. And before you go, you can check out the description for 2 links. One is for a free coaching call with me, and the other is for a free life audit workbook. It is a great resource, so I highly recommend you check that out if that sounds interesting. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.